Good day, my name is Mark Malore. I'm an attorney here in Riverside, California. I've got a number of contractors and homeowners in Joshua Tree that are facing mechanics lien issues, so I thought it helpful to put together a quick video to go over some of those issues that you need to consider when dealing with that particular subject. Now, the first question you need to ask is, what type of project am I looking at here? Is it a commercial project? Is it a work of home improvement on a home or a residential project? That differs because if you're on a residential project, you've got to comply with the Business and Professions Code in terms of contractual requirements with homeowners and make sure your contract complies with those. If not, there are some severe penalties for failing to comply. Second, we look at, are you in direct contractual privity with the owner of the property or the home that you're dealing with? If you're not in direct contractual privity, then you've got to send by certified mail return receipt requested what we call a 20-day preliminary notice. That needs to be sent out within 20 days of your first appearance on the project, either supplying materials as a material man or your first assembly on the project for doing any type of work. So if you've assembled, delivered materials, you want to file your 20-day preliminary notice within 20 days. And when I say file, what I mean by that is you've got to send certified mail return receipt requested, keep your return receipts for your file, to the homeowner or the property owner, the general contractor for the project, and the lender, if any, on the project, that you are there assembling on the project and doing work for that particular project. Without the 20-day preliminary notice, you cannot record a mechanics lien or your mechanics lien is invalid. So that's an important prerequisite if you're not in direct contractual privity with the owner. Now, assuming you've done that, you filed your 20-day preliminary notice, or you're in direct contractual privity with the owner, then comes the recording the mechanics lien. If you're not getting paid or you're a homeowner disputing payments to the contractor and the contractor records a mechanics lien against you, there's a number of requirements for that to occur. The first is that the contractor must record the mechanics lien within 90 days of his last work on the project. So if the mechanic has left the project 6 months ago and then records a mechanics lien against your home or against your commercial project, that mechanics lien is not valid, and so you can have that expunged from the record at the contractor's cost if they fail to release it, the mechanics lien, based on your request. Now, assuming they record the mechanics lien with the county recorder's office within 90 days of them leaving the project or the last work on the project, then they have another hurdle to overcome. So if you're a homeowner worried about the mechanics lien, don't worry just yet. The next step that a contractor must do is file a lawsuit in the county courthouse for foreclosure of the mechanics lien. Now, that lawsuit to foreclose on the mechanics lien must be filed within 90 days of the recording date of the mechanics lien itself. And if the contractor fails to file the lawsuit within the 90-day period, the mechanics lien is no longer valid and can be expunged from the record. So you have to make sure that you're within those time requirements. They're very strict. There's not any excuse for failing to file within those times. California looks at that strictly liable, and so you want to make sure that you comply with those times. Assuming you have, you can force your mechanics lien rights. If you're a homeowner looking at a contractor that hasn't done so, you can have it expunged from the record. If you're facing some issues dealing with mechanics liens, you'd like to sit down and discuss those with me, feel free to give my office a call and set up an appointment. I'd be happy to go over those with you.